challenge from the pandemic is that more than 195 million jobs were lost globally. And from the estimates that the World Economic Forum puts out, 54% of those employed need to be reskilled. And I find that with a 60% young population, quite an opportunity, because now when people are young, you are able to reskill them and retool them more quickly, provided that you have the political will and the very good understanding and relationship with employers, so that it is done at a scale which is conducive to where we want to go. A few points on some of the important policy elements that were taking place, and these happened actually before the pandemic. So number one, there has been a very extensive effort and work from the government to reshape the education system, and that has really allowed for more technological tools being used. So when the pandemic hit us, given our population size, we could do homeschooling. So this was quite important. Secondly, when it comes to the Ministry of Communication, Information Technology, there are so many initiatives related to reskilling and providing technological advancements to those youth. And we call that sort of the digital entrepreneurial space. So that does take place. Other issues related to making sure that now we have a digital infrastructure so that, again, this remote work or the new tools that the youth require can be there. But one fact, and this is something that the different companies who have worked in the country have seen, we have really a tech-savvy young population, and the idea is how do you equip them even more so that they are ready for the needs going forward.
Well, thank you, Rania. Following up on your last point about all the young and very entrepreneurial and tech-savvy young people of Egypt. It is said that in the platform economy, it is a bit like the winner takes it all. If your platform is a preferred one, you grab everything. But at the same time, it is also said that these new technologies are also allowing people all over the world to be part of this economy. So it could be also a huge opportunity to leapfrog. Where do you see this when it comes to Egypt, and are you optimistic? And what measures are you taking, making sure that you will leapfrog and not lose in this global competition?
I think what is very important is that the different projects that do exist and the potential for the economy going forward be showcased more vividly. So for instance, if we're talking about the new cities that are being put up, we have landscape for many different FDI and foreign companies in the private sector to be there, and they would require employment of important youth which are equipped to be able to present there. If we're talking about renewable energy and other elements or other sectors that would also require engagement. So I think it's really important, and this is what we're trying to do, is to show where there is that potential, so that the firms that can come in would be able to create those jobs and find the skilled labor force. Something else, which is, again, one of the themes that the WEF always talks about, is the stakeholder capitalism and how you can really engage, whether it's private sector or civil society, which also are able to provide some of the skill sets that are required in a more conducive way and a more engaging way. So this is also something that is being worked through. And just one element, since we're talking about inclusive societies, the element of women, and I believe that on that front as well, there has been a lot of policy movements that have been undertaken by the government. And I think with the World Economic Forum, we are the first country in Africa and the Middle East to really to launch the Closing the Gender Gap Accelerator. So there is plenty that is happening in that space as well.
For your leadership, Rania, also on this Closing the Gender gap in Egypt and the accelerator that we launched a year ago. And also thank you for taking this initiative to forming this alliance of stakeholder capitalism in the Middle East.